I think every day is a constant personal lesson. And I can say that I'm not the same person when I started LUCIO and who I am right now. And it's all because of the constant growth that you have to go through to manage. LUCIO started in Mexico City. I moved out of San Francisco because I wanted to do a clothing line. I went to Mexico City for a couple months just for inspiration, and a friend knew that I know how to sew, and he asked me to make an apron for him. And the rest is history. So the process always starts with a sketch. Once I meet with my client, we talk about the ideas, what we're looking for. If it's for establishment, we go through a palette of colors. We want to see the bar or the restaurant itself to see what colors they're using, what their furniture is like, what their whole vibe and environment is. And then we start sketching. Different possibilities as far as like details on the corners, the straps, how many pockets we want. Once we do that, we look for leather. We try to look for different kinds of leathers and colors and texture to see what we want. And once we have the sketch done, everything's set up and we have the leather, then we start production.
Anytime you encounter a product like that makes you feel that way, you've got to appreciate the work that went into it, and it's undeniable. You can't put one of these on and not feel like you want to be a better bartender. Like you want to be. I want to honor that feeling, because it definitely adds a layer of professional respect. I mean, I know it does for me. Everybody is always saying that it fits the motif and the aesthetic of what we do, the space we work in. They're always, but it starts off as a curiosity, which I think is great. It almost immediately stimulates conversation, like when James Bond orders a gin martini shaken not stirred. It's kind of like, what do they know that I don't know?
I was always very attracted to seeing how people work with their hands, how everything is so artisan, and how much energy of that person goes into a product. And that's something that I want to share as well. All our straps are 100% handcrafted from beginning to end. Every single strap is hand painted, and it's a very emotional process for us, because to this point, and no matter how many aprons we make, when we hand out an apron, we're giving away something that we just spend so much time doing with so much love. So, and I think that's the real impact.
Quality is important because if you don't spend your money wisely, then you end up having to maybe spend 2 to 3 times more than you would have otherwise. These aprons for us were a capital investment, and I considered buying more inexpensive aprons online, but at the same time I thought if I spent just a little bit more money, I'd not only be supporting a local company, I would have something completely distinctive. Most restaurants don't have aprons that are entirely unique to their establishment, and I thought it speaks to our style, it speaks to our brand, and I think that as a small business owner, your brand is one of the most important things that you have, and to visually communicate that is incredibly important. In our industry, wear and tear is a daily reality, and so if things get stained, if they don't look nice, if they don't stand the test of time, then you're basically throwing your money down the tubes. And so for us, whether it's equipment, whether it's knives, whether it's aprons, these are things that we use on a daily basis, and if we don't spend our money wisely, then we'll have to replace the items.
I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of the bar roll-up and his attitude, and he comes up very strong and it's very attractive. It's elegant and it's functional more than anything. I think it's very functional. If you ask me and many bartenders, they'll say that it's just a bar roll-up they needed. It's got room for everything. Craziness. It's craziness. But I love it. Being an entrepreneur is the most amazing thing that could happen to me, but at the same time, you go through a lot of stress. You have sleepless nights. You have completely new problems every single day that you have to figure out. And every day you have to learn something new. And as technology and social media and materials, as everything evolve, you have to keep up with everything. And it can be a little draining, but it's also like a beautiful freedom.
Yeah.
And that's what I've always been seeking. Just ultimate freedom to create.